Welcome everyone to Moving Forward with Andrea. It is October 10th, 2013, Thursday, and I'm in North Reading with Gina, Mahoney. And we're going to get started. We're going to find out what keeps Gina moving forward and what she has to say to all of us about what keeps her going. But first, I'm going to find out a little bit about her and how she started in this journey in her life. So, Gina, welcome.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, first of all, I want to know what it is that when you first were starting in your life and thinking about what you want to do, was it because of something that happened in your life, or is it just a regular normal life? Like, was there something that happened that got you started in this?
When I was growing up, I was a victim of circumstance as a child, and I always had psychic abilities, and I had people come to me in my sleep as a young child. And as you grow, your abilities are actually heightened when things do happen to you. And I turned something negative into something positive, and it made me super alert and super aware.
Wow. So in other words, when you had gone through some pretty bad stuff, it made you more aware and alert of things, and you started using that. And how did you block everything out, though? Did you just get away from it? Because I want the audience to know, like, to move forward with certain circumstances. You don't need to get into details, but what can you just let people know, like, a way? Because so many people just sometimes don't know how to get out of situations. Do you know what I mean?
The best thing to do is the old cliche: see the glass half full. Always respect, appreciate, and be thankful for everything that you have around you, especially your family and your health. And always try to do something positive for somebody every day. It'll make your life much happier.
As long as they're being nice to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, as far as with family and stuff, as long as you have a close family, because sometimes people that are closest to us are the ones that aren't always the best for us in our lives. And it's kind of sad to say, because sometimes we don't want to believe in that, because the only way of life we know is of who is around us. But like I say to a lot of people that I interview, Gina, is people that are around you, if they are not your biggest cheerleader in what you're doing, and as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're not hurting yourself, then they should be your cheerleader, because if they're not, then what good are they, right?
I agree 100%. Everybody who loves you should support you and everything that you do, as long as it's positive and you're giving out to the world.
Yeah.
So anybody that I've ever met or had that was a negative influence, I just quietly step away, and I wish everybody well, always.
Yes. Okay, well, as we get older, it gets a little easier, but when we're younger, we have short fuses sometimes. But we're going to find out, first of all, so you had some things that went on in your life, and you realized you were getting psychic. So when did you start wanting to use these abilities? Because this is like, you said to me, like, this is your sign of, like, of your help to the world, that you know that you were put here for something. So can you tell us what age that you think that you started doing this, that you felt this, not maybe started your career in it, but where you felt the need of that? And, well, I'll let you at least start with that. I don't want to go off on a bender here.
Well, actually, as a young child, like I said, I started off with seeing spirits around my bed when I was young. And little things that a lot of people go through: who's coming to the door, who's going to be on the phone, little things like that. It started getting stronger and stronger in my teens, and in my early 20s, it was really heightened. Then I started to get into tarot cards. I was always into tarot cards. I always did numerology and astrology with my mom, who has now passed away. So I always had everything there, and I intertwined it a little bit more when my children were a little bit older. I was able to do what I wanted to do, what I felt like doing. I always felt very good helping people and try to give people positive messages. And when my daughter was born, that's when I really started my business and started doing the tarot cards. And I realized that everything that I had was coming true, and I started documenting it to start to write a book.
Oh, wow. So when did you start writing this book?
Actually started the first part of it back when I was 19, and I didn't pick it back up again until about 6 years ago, when I really started doing this business and doing a lot of house parties and getting into Salem. I'm intertwining everything together.
So how many chapters would you say you're into this book right now by?
I'd say about 8 chapters.
Great. And is this going to be like a memoir, or is this going to be what kind of a book? Like, do you already know what you're naming it? I mean, you don't have to tell us because we don't want to give your secrets away. And other people that are psychic might know what it is already.
It's gonna be actually a biography. It's gonna be a biography about what happened with me and in my life, and how I use it into being something that's positive and helping people. Instead of being negative and saying anything that's happened to me, we all have things happen in our lives. Instead of using, poor me, why did that happen? Well, now I'm going to use it to give something positive to somebody else.
I agree with you totally with that, Gina. I haven't had the greatest life when I was younger, and the excuse of, well, that person's abusive or violent because they grew up like that. We all are our own selves here, and we all have our own minds to pick and choose what is right and wrong. And, long as you're not hurting anyone and you're moving forward, as the show is what it's all about, you can grow from that, and you need to learn from the things. It's when people clench into things is when they can't move forward. So for you, can you tell the audience, and then we're going to take a word from our sponsors. We're going to take a few minute break here. Can you tell me what it is that you do to not get in that situation of like in a clinch where, you feel that?
Every day I wake up. I know some days are harder than others. Everybody has their own problems, but I always say, thank God I'm breathing right now. Thank God I have a beautiful family and I have beautiful children. And I try to exercise because that helps anxieties a lot. And if I find that somebody needs something from me, whether it is a hug or a card or a call, I try to do something positive to give back to the world.
No.
And that makes me move forward.
Now, if they try to, someone's trying to be negative with you and you have to deal with it, whether it's your children or your husband, not to put you on the spot, but how do you deal that? Is it just patience or, this is for our listeners because so many people have these situations, and, everybody, no one's perfect, but we need to be able to work through things so that we can move forward in our lives and have a healthier relationship, because it's work, and no matter what it is, right?
Absolutely. I've learned the best thing to do with anybody who's negative, or if somebody's saying something to you, or if somebody's arguing, walk away. Because if you fuel it, it's just going to get worse. If you walk away, it'll die down. Time heals all wounds.
Okay. But you can't avoid what the problem is, because it's not going to go away if it's a certain something that's a constant problem. Like, as you were saying when you were younger, abuse, like, that's a totally different thing. But, the general little this and that things with family, I understand. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to get into the meat of what it is that you do, and what age that you really started getting involved in reading and being a medium, and how it makes you feel helping people in this way, okay?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to have a word from our sponsors, and I have IFS. Shop.com, and it's www, folks, IFS shop.com, and this company is out of the Netherlands, and they have a website that's in 6 or 7 different languages, and you can get all of your gorgeous fashion needs, everything from stilettos to handbags to menswear and even houseware. Their customer service is spectacular. And please check out their website, as I was saying, www.ifs/shop.com. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to get back to Gina and find out how she got involved in, well, she told us a little bit about how she got involved, but where it really became heavily involved, you said you started writing a book and you put it down for a little while, and then you started picking it back up. And what age did you say you did that?
I'd say about 6 years ago, right around the time my mother died.
Okay.
And I started writing memoirs about things that were happening to me, the spirits that were coming to me in my sleep in different situations, so I would have it in a journal.
Now, how do they come to you in your sleep? Is it just like a vision? Does it wake you up? Or I just like tell the audience like what the feeling is. I know we don't want to give all your secrets away, but do you know what I mean? So maybe if they're experiencing it, they'll understand what it is, you know?
Well, there's a difference between a dream and a visitation. You will clearly know when you feel it, clearly. One of the biggest situations that just happened to me was actually recently. My friend's father had passed away, and I was awakened by him at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the television was going on and off, and the stations were going on and off, and on my husband's phone, the pictures of the angel wings were blinking on and off, and that was clearly him trying to tell me to give a message to his daughter that he was okay. It was remarkable.
You know what? I have had one experience, and I will tell
Sure
you.
you have.
And it's be short and sweet. One of my best friends, her mother passed away, and I was driving home. It was a pouring rainy day, and I was on a street nearby called Walnut Street, and it can be a little forestry around there because it's off of a lake. And I was thinking of her mom because we just went to the funeral a couple days prior, and this woman is very close to my daughter. She is like a grandmother to my daughter. Matter of fact, when she had died, they had in the casket a picture of my daughter Bianca in the casket. That's how close she was with my daughter. Wow. So she was very dear to our hearts. Her son, my best friend's brother, is my daughter's godfather. So that's how close we are. So, you know, very close to her. And I'm thinking of her driving, and all of a sudden, a deer comes into the middle of the road. Now, we know this happens a lot in Wakefield and in North Reading where I live. Okay, but what had happened was the deer came out, stopped. I had to put my brakes on. My car spun halfway, and when it stopped,
Wow.
the deer was looking at me right in the face, looked at me, and then turned away and kept on walking across the street. And I knew it was her mother telling me that it's okay.
Amazing.
I love you guys. I'm okay. She's only 72 years old and had a mishap from her operation. But anyway, so I know that feeling, but I wanted to hear from you, who's a psychic medium, tarot card reader, and everything you do, like what your experience is, what made you feel that you knew this was in you. So tell me, so how did you get into it where you knew that this is something you want to do, and why did you want to do it?
Well, I've always been interested in it, and I never quite had confidence enough until I was older. I always said, this I'm supposed to be doing. Every time I went to go see a medium, every time I went to go see a psychic, you know, Denise up in New Hampshire told me, Gina, you're going to do this in your mid-30s, and you're going to be successful at it. And she said that you have a higher power with you, something on the lines of a saint. And, you know, and I always had said that to actually my family members, my husband. I said, I feel like, you know, somebody speaking through me, you know, a saint, not to sound corny, but something with me.
Can I just ask you, so now, you know, they say Catholics don't believe in like all that stuff. Now, I'm Catholic, but you know what? I believe in psychic abilities. I know I'm psychic. So are you So are you Catholic?
Yep, I'm
Okay,
Catholic.
yeah.
I'm Catholic
so
as well.
Just, so people have this,
Yeah.
I mean, folks, and this is to the audience, we're in the year 2013. I mean, and look what's happened with the priest and the pedophile and different things. And actually, I think the Pope right now is actually going to be changing things in the world where
I heard,
he is going to let people get married with the priest and stuff. So not to get off on a venture with that, but just to let people know that you can see a psychic or get your cards read,
Right, it's not bad. You're not doomed.
Yeah, you're not. You're not going to go to hell for it. People do have a lot of insights for that, but this is modern age right now, and when people feel that they have these powers and that they want to use them in the right manner, especially the way Gina uses them, I want her to tell me, because I already know, but I want her to explain to you folks why she does this and why she feels the need to do what she does.
I actually had a wonderful experience recently. This young man came into me, and he had been battling cancer. He's a little boy, 9 years old, and he's going worldwide now. He's actually a motivational speaker. And he came in to see me, and he picked me. Said he just felt such a vibe with me and helped him motivate.
Pick you from where? In Salem?
In Salem, yes.
What's the name of the place?
Angelica of the Angels in Salem. She's been around for 30 years. Barbara Skavansky. You will have a wonderful time if you come in Salem right now. It's a lot of fun. So he had come in the other day, and he was looking through all the shops, and he had picked me, and he felt a connection. And he thanked me, and his mother thanked me, and I said, I want to thank you because you're a hero to me, because you battled all this for 3 years, and you are now a motivational speaker at 9 years old. You are my hero. You helped me. You just made me feel so good because you sat down and you let me talk to you.
So that's wonderful. So my question is that the reason why you do this, that you feel the need, I want you to tell the audience.
I feel the need to tell people and to help people see their purpose in life and what they're supposed to be doing, and how happy and how much worth that they really have, because a lot of people don't know what worth that they have. So anything that I see psychically is always a positive thing. I don't see the negative. I don't want to see negative. I make positive out of negative and give them something to go on with and live for.
And the reason that you do this is because you like to help people and bring that out.
I love to help people. That's what I'm here for. I just want to help people. I want to help people be happy and healthy.
Okay. So I just wanted the audience to know, all psychic people aren't like witches, and, there is witchcraft and things around, especially in Salem, but
I work with the angels.
Yeah, well, she's working with angels, and the place that she works at, Angelica of the Angels is, if you Google it, it's, worldwide. I know people from all over the world go to Salem, especially this month of October. This is why I really wanted to do this interview with her right now, because this is the time for the season for them right now. And, people go get inspired and want to hear their cards read at any time to be inspired. But right now, this month, people from all over the world come around to hear what has to be said, and they want to see. But I just want people to know that it's not all bad and evilness. It's actually, there's a lot of goodness out of it. And to know that this little boy wanted you to help him, and he picked you, must have made you want to cry.
I did cry. I actually did cry. That was one of the most wonderful things that has ever happened to me, because I felt important.
Can you tell me what is his name, so if whoever's listened to this, if you remember?
His name is Addison. If you look on the website, yep, he's been on CNN recently. It's called AddisonandBelleCancer.com, and it tells about this story and how they were soulmates and how they helped each other through it. He's an amazing young man.
So who did he do that with?
CNN. He's on CNN, and he's on the paper in CNN as well. He's worldwide right now.
And that was recently over the last,
That was last week he came in to see me.
wow, that's excellent.
Amazing.
I mean, the kid's 9 years old, God bless him. Wow, that's incredible. So now you are able to be reached in Salem, or also, can you tell our audience how else you can be reached if people want to be inspired or want to get help or talk to people from their past? Can you give us a little synopsis, please? Thank you.
You can reach me at Angelica of the Angels. I am there most of October, especially on the weekends. Also, if you go on my website, www.ginasreadings.com, it tells all about me and my journey through this and other contact information as well as testimonials.
Okay. Can you just say the website one more time, a little slower, just because I want people to really get that good, honey. They can call or do it, well, actually, calling is better than on internet because you get more of a feel.
Correct.
I would,
Yep, it's www.ginasreadings.com.
okay. And do you want to give out a number as well?
Yep. My business number is 617-719-1105.
Okay, and when is the best time to reach you?
I'm really busy during October, but I always return calls within 24 hours, so it doesn't matter what time.
Okay, excellent. So, folks, you heard that. As far as if this is something of interest that you like, go ahead, and if you're not, that's great too, because Gina is going to let us know when we get back from another word from our sponsors, and she's going to let us know what it is that helps her, move forward. And before we even find that last little synopsis, the end result, and to know what she can tell the audience if she wants to be a part of the book, is I want her to give us a little, about her family and what's going on in her world. So we're going to get back, and right now we're going to take a word from our sponsors. Okay, folks, Wellesley Cosmetic Surgery in Wellesley, Mass. at 332 Washington Street, Suite 340. Dr. Arthur Scheckman has been a certified plastic surgeon for over 25 years. And so for all of you people that want to feel good about yourself, there's nothing wrong with getting something done as long as that you're not overdoing it and that you're not, hurting yourself as far as you go overboard. Arthur Scheckman, he will make you feel as good as possible and comfortable, and he also will make you look as natural. I've seen some of his work. He does a great job. He is at WellesleyCosmeticsSurgery.com. So once again, that is www.WellesleyCosmeticsSurgery.com. And you can reach them by telephone at 781-239-0680. Thank you. Now, once again, we're getting back to Gina, and I want to hear a little bit about your wonderful family, the clan you have at home, and tell us a little bit about, you're a mother of how many children?
2 children.
Yes.
A beautiful boy, Robbie, he's 15 and a half, and my angel daughter, Gina, who is 9 and a half.
And you have a wonderful husband of how many years?
I have a husband, Robert, of 17 years.
Wow, God bless you. Now, how are the kids doing now? Do they like what you do, and do they want to get involved, or are they just in their own little worlds of their young lives?
They actually are involved. Actually, they have helped me, as well as my godchild, Daria, has helped me come to my psychic fairs. And they register people, and they put up the board, and they meet and greet people. My daughter Gina has come with me to Salem, and she's done the cash register and made little presents for them.
Oh, very nice. Now, can you tell me, we already got your website and stuff earlier, and I'll let you say it again at the end, but can you tell me if there's any events coming up that you're doing, a fair? I know there's one coming up soon, right?
Yep, I'm going to be doing a fair on November 3rd. It's called the Living Life Expo in New Hampshire. It's a well-being fair where everybody, people sell things like natural herbs and natural things that are good for you. Everything has to do with the body, mind, and soul.
Yes.
They do readings and, little massage therapy and
Everything's to do with wellness.
exactly.
Okay. And will your children be with you for that?
My daughter will be.
Now, does your husband like that? Do you read his cards? Does he like all that stuff, or he's...
Well, actually, I gave him a reading a few months ago because I never actually sat down and gave him a reading. I just told him to do things or not do things. Whether he listens or not, so that's your problem. But I actually gave him a reading. He said, wow, Gina, that was really good. Some things I didn't even tell you what was going on. So it was cute.
So that's wonderful. So you've been together for 17 years, so you obviously have, worked out things. I mean, any relationship's, not easy, and the biggest thing is communication and having a good soundboard and for the children as well, because they're growing up in that environment. So I'm happy to hear that you have a great, wonderful family. I think that's so important. So can you tell the audience how they should move forward in being a part of the book? What would you give for advice and a focus for people that maybe don't have as good of a soundboard as you do, and that need some insight, and for their own self, and focusing on what they believe in is maybe the right decision, even if everybody on their team that they think is their team isn't really on their team. What would you give for advice to people to move forward, to keep it going in their lives?
The best thing to do is if you fear something, the best thing to do is face your biggest fear itself. Because once you face the biggest fear itself, everything else is going to be easy. You need to think about what's your passion, what makes you happy, what makes you happy in life. If you're happy...
Not other people, but I mean, you still want to help people, but you got to be happy first.
What makes you happy, and whatever it is, you can turn it into something to help others, and you can turn it into a job, anything at all. If you're happy walking dogs, have a walking dog business.
Exactly.
And as long as it's something good and you're always doing good, you're always going to get good back.
So what I'm gathering from you is that your focus is that what people should be doing to move forward is whatever it is they love, make that their professional life. Right. And they'll be happy because you're 80% of your life, you're at your job, number one.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And as far as, moving forward with yourself, what is... in your dreams of the near future that you want to do, can you give us a few of your little secrets away?
Always have a goal. I have a few goals, obviously. As a mother, I have a goal to make sure that my children are happy and healthy, and they're set up with what they need to do in their life, and they're content. My goal is to have something that's going to make a difference in the world. And I want to write a book. And I want to be out there publicly helping other people. That's my goal.
Awesome. And you're going to be a part of this book too, which is even going to be more awesome.
I am honored, very honored.
Thank you. I feel as though that this is going to be really successful for everyone, because I think it's a great way for people to express their way in their outlook of what it is, because so many people out there don't have the right people around them, and it's even happened to myself. Now I do, but not always, and it's just really hard because sometimes you feel bad cutting people out, but the thing is they're not really feeling bad and they don't really care, and they absorb you and take away from your positive energy. And we're going to leave on the note of you explaining to me what you can describe what positive energy means to you, because I know this is something that for people to sense and know they're on the right track. What is it that they need to, what do you think that they would be feeling?
When you're feeling positive, you can't wait to wake up in the morning. You want to know, what am I doing tomorrow? I cannot wait to get up tomorrow. That's the most important thing, because all we have is this moment in front of us. We don't know if we're going to be here a day from now, an hour from now, but to have something to look forward to and to know that you're happy inside, you want to wake up in the morning. And if you have positive people around you all the time and people that don't bring you down, you're going to feel that much happier.
So can you tell the audience, how do you know if people are on your team? What I know myself, and I told you earlier in our conversation, if they're not my cheerleader, but you yourself throughout your life, how did you know that people were on your team? Like what, you don't have to get into experiences because, we're almost done with this interview, but, what have you sensed, can you let me know?
Yep, from my friends and family, no matter what happens or what I go through, they say, I'm proud of you, or they call and check up on me and they say, you can do it, Gina. You can do anything. And that's helped me a lot.
So that's great. So you didn't have to worry about the people around you, like some people that but you're lucky. But if you didn't have that, you would know that you need to be around better people.
Absolutely.
Because you're not hurting anyone, and what you're doing is trying to help people. And all right, excellent. This has been wonderful.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're a wonderful person. I'm very glad to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Same here as well. Well, that's it, folks. And just to let you know, if you're interested in seeing this, it's going to be on YouTube, as well as it will be on when my site goes up, when I launch my website, www.movingforwardwithandrea.com. And Gina will have this on her with her information as well, because this will be a part of a book that I'm writing, which gives her insight on what you need to do to help you alongside of all my other interviewees. And it's so great to hear people have so many different ways that they handle negativity and move forward with that. So thank you. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Happy Halloween.